Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing on this December the 4th, 2024 daily cryptocurrency, XRP, and blockchain technology video where you come here to the gold standard and crypto predicting for a once-a-day daily crypto, at least once a day daily cryptocurrency and blockchain and XRP technology video you've come to expect, love, and deserve, with the truth and the information that you need, and not one of these shysters or fleecers that are out here. And if you can see, if you want to use my link down below, it's in the video description or pinned comment on Robinhood. It is the cheapest and easiest way to trade your XRP and your cryptocurrency. And these are a list of the major coins that are on there: the Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, yes, everyone's favorite XRP, XLM, Cardano, Solana, the Doge, baby, the Doge, the Shiba Inu, Avalanche, Chainlink, Litecoin, Uniswap, and the one that we've been very bullish on the other day, remember when I was at about $80 a share or $80 a coin, we told you Compound was due to blow up and blow up big, and Compound is up 39.96% today. And if you see from where we made that first video where we told you we were very bullish on Compound, it was back here. It was sitting around $77 to $80. And you can see since then, it's up about 67%. And if you watch that video from a couple of days ago, we had a target up here, and we said it would get to $94 very, very quickly. And then we said before you knew it, it was going to be sitting at $200. And if you look at the daily time frame, you can see the volume is increasing steadily. So that tells me this coin is still short-term bullish, and it's reinforcing my beliefs that we're going to be sitting, and you can see where we have this target back here. It was all the way up here at $186, and we're just up against now in the weekly time frame the 200-day moving average. And we think with the VP volume indicator over here, we're going to shoot straight through this like we are, because the volume rapidly declines. And like I was telling you, I think before you know it, we're going to be up here. Oops, I didn't mean to delete that. Undo. I love how they... Where's my undo button? There we go. I love how they gave me that back. Before you know it, we're going to be sitting up here at the $201 level. And then we might even threaten back up into this area between the $300 and the $500 range. And I told you this would happen very, very quickly. And you can see the volume in the weekly isn't at all-time highs, but it's steadily increasing, which leads me to believe there's still a bullish upside. And that's why we were very bullish on this. And then we round out with the AAV and the Peep coin. Use that Robinhood link below to get these updates. And another coin that we were very, very bullish on was AMP. And it was up greater than 60% today. Then it had a consolidation, and now it's back up 42%. But at AMP2 in the weekly, you can see the volume is steadily increasing. And if you go to the daily time frame, you can see we're having a blow off in volume here, and it keeps increasing ever since the coin started running back here. In mid to late November, the volume has been steadily increasing, which leads me to believe, just like Compound, that this coin is going to continue to pump. And we've been touting a 10 to 15x return from the point that I bought it at, which is down here at 0.0050 to 54 with my average cost, because I bought my first coins down at 0.00470. And right now we're up a phenomenal 142%. We've been up as high as 175%. And I believe AMP still, I'm very bullish on it in the short term. I believe we're going to hit this 2.5 cents very quickly. And then before you know it, just like we showed on Compound, we're going to shoot up to the 5 cents. And you say, oh, Vincenzo, is this just fleecer talk? Is this just heister material and hysteria? No, we have physical reasons in the coins why we're going to do that. And if we look at right here, with our industry exclusive pointer tool, this is the VP volume fixed profile, and look at what happens right here at 0.017, right where we got rejected and then came at a big correction at the beginning of the year back in March of 2021. You can see right here this volume dies from about 0.01.5 to 3/4 cents all the way up here to about 4.5 to 5 cents. There's no trading. So as soon as you break this line here, which is this high here, there's really nothing to sell you back off until you get back into the next major traded area back here where the coin looks like it may have came out. See that right there? There's nothing to sell you off. Hold on, let me do this because we're going to get some updates now that I'm doing this. There's nothing to make a mass sell-off in this whole area, and that coincides with where we have this green trading box, and that's another reason you come to old Vincenzo for super simple and easy technical reasons to trade this market, bullish or bearish. And then you can see that is what we're looking like. And if you zoom into the hour time frame, excuse me, that's the daily. If we go into the hour time frame, we could be forming another little consolidation here, a mid-road consolidation. And you would go from the beginning of this last run to the top of this, which brings you up here to the point of a consolidation. And that's how you get up to our next major move on our next blow off top, would be up here at about 2 3/4 cents, which would be a 123% move from the current price. And that would make a phenomenal 3.5x return on our money. And that's what we're watching right now there. I did have some beautiful commenters, and I do appreciate it. I've had some super chats. I've had a couple of members of the industry best value jabroni killers come on board, which that helps keep this station free and helps keep the content rolling on a once a day cryptocurrency and daily XRP video. I appreciate your comment. Huge holder AMP. It appears you were right. Good call. Do you think AMP will pass its all-time high at 12 cents and beyond? There's a lot of predictions, 20 to 30 cents. My man, PCXRP5103, I am very bullish on AMP, but I am not predicting a 20 or 30 cent AMP. I can see a way where we get up between the 8.5 and 11 to maybe approach the all-time high. But on this current run, I am not forecasting a 20 or 30 cents. I am playing up between 5.5 and 10 cents is where my sell point will be, which will be a 10 to 15x return. But it would be a 20x return if it does go to its all-time high. Could it go to 20 or 30 cents? Anything's possible in the coin world, but I am not predicting that right now. But the good question, thanks for the question. But I would enjoy the AMP on the run, AMP on the run, up until at least that 5.5 to 7 cent range, because up and down, you'll see it go up 200% and down 50. But I think it's going to be a nice run and a beautiful run if you just enjoy it, up between that 5.5 and about 11.5 cents. Anywhere between there is what I'm playing. But thanks for the question. Yes, that was the pizza guy with the Dave Portnoy, big Michigan alumni, big Michigan fan. Where is this? Could you please look at CLV? Yes, I will right now. And then VELO. We'll start with VELO and SHX. So let's go to VELO. We'll go on Coinbase. We'll go to VELO. If this isn't the VELO you're talking about, because I'm really not too familiar with this, I thought somebody back in the day has asked. Oh, you can see VELO is something that was rhyming with CELO. And CELO was probably one that was worth buying, because that thing's probably pumped like a mother heifer since it crashed 99.9%. So if I'm looking at this coin right now, I don't know how long it's been out, but this is how long the chart goes on Coinbase. I always start with the fixed profile. It gives you the mean of the volume. And if you look at it right here, you can see right here is a major resistance zone that you're trying to break through right now. And we'll, oops, that's not what I wanted. This is a major resistance zone with a rectangular box. Come on. Maybe I wasn't the right thing. Rectangle. This is where the volume is at its highest, right here. And you can see you've actually snuck by the upper end of that. We're going to lock that. This is a major resistance zone. And that would start here with a quick update here with the price note. Once you get above that 14 cents like you did, just like we looked at with AMP, right? Pull out my pointer tool. That's not my pointer tool. Pull out my pointer tool. You get past this major traded area that you've had to fight through. You can see resistance 1, resistance twice, resistance 3 times, resistance 4 times. Finally held it as support down here at the 8.5 cents. And then you pump straight through this. But once you get above this, if you notice, the volume declines. So you could run from where you're at now all the way to 23 cents until you get into your next cluster, from about 23 cents up to the 29.30 cents. And that's your next major resistance zone up here. And we can mark that for you right up here. And you can see it's evident with all that trading that's right there. See that? It coincides with the trading. and this would be your next resistance zone up here. We'll go ahead and lock that. So right now you're looking to hold that 14 cents and then break through this zone. No, we want to lock it. We didn't want to duplicate it. Lock. You want to break through this resistance zone on any kind of backtrack, hold this top part of this orange resistance box, and then try to trade up, because you could trade up for the technical reasons, that's the wrong thing, of the VP fixed volume profile, where the trading gets very, very light. And you could have a big run and a quick run all the way from the 14 to the 23 cents, strictly because of what you're seeing here. It's an area where the volume gets very suppressed and there's not a lot of volume there, right? So when there's not a lot of volume on the way down, like there was right here when you finally broke down, you notice how you peaked up, traded for a while right here, and you notice the volume chunk. But as soon as you broke that, you shot straight down because there wasn't any volume being traded there. But then you came into this orange box on the way down and you had to trade through it, because on the way up, you notice there was a bunch of trading in here. So you could run very quickly from 14 to 23 cents right now. Those are just my quick technicals on there. If I'm in the short term, what I would want to hold in the hour time frame is where you're trying to hold right now, right on top of these moving averages and right along this 14 cents or the top part of this heavily resisted trading area. And then if you can get above that and hold above that, you can have a quick pump all the way up into this next resistance box, which would be starting at about the 23 cents all the way up to about the 30 cents. So thank you for that. And the comment, my good man, at XUS001. And then SHX. We'll try to find SHX. Some of these I can't find because I don't know what they are. And this might be another one. Here we go. SHX tether. We'll go and see if that's it. That looks like it might. Yeah, that looks like it's it. So SHX, and if this isn't the coin you're talking about, just let me know in the comments. Some of these obscure coins I've never heard of, and then there's a bunch of coins that are there. So this one's interesting. This one's already pumped big. Look at that. From when we came out, it's been pumping big actually ever since mid-2023. And now you're in price discovery. So what I'd be looking at here is I'd put a marker here where it came out right there. And that's your major underneath support. And then obviously your second big peak up, your wick off that happened after, that's your next area that I would be looking at. But these are on blow off top territories. And you'd be looking at your first support right. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Your first support right here. If we get our price note up here at 0.1 cents, your second major area of support would be down here at this other prior peak where we have two areas. We have one right here, the first blow off, and then we had a lot of trading right here after our second blow off. But I would say this is probably due for some kind of correction, but I don't know anything about this. So in the hour time frame, if you can't get back above this 0.105 right here, my next major area of support and resistance, where'd that thing go? How can it be that far away? Would be down here at its second blow off top in the hour time frame at 0.0094. And right now on a wick off, it looks like we're getting rejected. But to get bullish, you want to get back on top of this, hold it as support and shoot up. On a big correction, you'd be looking to come down to this 0.0094. And as long as you held that, you would still be short-term bullish. But if you got below that, you'd be short-term bearish, right? So thanks for the comments. I think there was one more coin somebody wanted me to look at. CLV. CLV. Tether. Here we go. We'll use Binance this time. CLV is also had a phenomenal run. And if we look at in here, the volume in the daily, this coin was quite suppressed too. I think this might be Clover or something. I believe I've heard of this one before. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one before. This is a long time ago. Look how old all of these are. And I think I remember telling you guys this, that this coin was going to collapse and collapse big. And you can see it has collapsed and collapsed big. Get rid of that. We had some resistance and support boxes up there. And you can see we had our targets all the way down there, and they even surpassed those. But you can see the volume. One good interesting thing is the volume was pumping in the daily Be nice to get this all the way over here. So if you look at this, you can see we're coming up against a heavily traded area. But if you notice in this, once you're at where you're at now, and if you can continue above, there's very little trading that took place here. You see all this trading, how there's nothing there. So this thing could continue to run. I don't know how high it can run because I don't really know anything about this coin. But it could run. Come on, get that arrow. These are all horrible price notes. That shows you how bad it was, how long ago this was that we were using those hideous things. But right now, that's a big area that if you can continue to pump up and continue this volume pouring in, but in the weekly, I notice now it's been steadily declining. If we go to the daily, yeah, so this might be some heavy underneath selling right now. And if we look at how high this pumped up, it pumped up 7x from its low. So right now, I'd be looking at staying above the moving averages and looking in the daily time frame to get another big pump. You want to see another big spike in green volume like that. But right now, as long as the volume's declining, it could be meaning short-term consolidation. But I'll keep an eye on that. I don't really know too much about that. And if we look at Bitcoin, continues to be short-term bearish. Ethereum had a nice blow-off top today. And I've been telling you XLM, I've been short-term bearish because if you look at the volume's declining, right, after the big hysteria. And notice when the price was skyrocketing, the volume was increasing. Now the volume's been drastically declining, and we've been having a sideways consolidation and a bit of a correction. And I am still holding into what I was telling you. Sorry, I forgot to go to the full screen. I am still short-term bearish in this because of the volume declining. And our first underneath support continues to be 43 cents. And then our second underneath support in the 4-hourly is the moving average at 32 cents. And then our underneath support is the 2.5 cents or 24 cents. Not calling for that big of a drop, but I'm just telling you what I'm looking at because in the daily time frame, look what's sneaking up there in between the short-term 50 and the long-term 200 is right about the 24 cents. And then the 200 is slithering up past the 13.5 cents. But with the volume declining, my underneath targets are 43, 32, and 24 on a correction, which from the all-time or the recent peak high, wick-off high, would be a 31% correction that we've hit once. So if we come back for a third time, we hit once, twice, right after. And if we hit a third time, that would signify to me we're coming down to the 32 cents, which would be a 48% correction. And then even if we got all the way down to the 23 cents, that's a 53% correction. But that's still very normal and healthy for the cryptocurrencies to have big pumps and then big corrections. But you can see in the daily, the volume is steadily and swiftly corrected all the way down. So that's something that I'm paying attention for to maintain a short-term correction or a short-term consolidation as profit taking and some of the hysteria dies off. And that's something I'll be watching out for. And XRP is sort of the same thing. The daily time frame, the volume starting, it's still uptrending, but it's starting to level off. And in the weekly shows it first, you can see it starting to step down. So that leads me to believe we could be in for some short-term correction or profit taking, the same as what gave me the layout a couple of weeks ago since I've been short-term bearish on XLM. And you can see some of the levels that we're watching with our industry exclusive purchasing tool is, oops, I don't know what this is doing right now. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that. It's having some major problems. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Why it's freaking out like that. I want my industry exclusive pointer tool to show you this. There we go. Nope, I don't know. This thing's just jacked up. That's signaling to me that this video is going to be coming to an end. We'll use our arrows. So this would be a major correction area because it was a blow off top area. Our first one at $1.60, or second one at $1.62, right? Then we have our second consolidation after a return rally at 201. And then we have, that's our first major correction area right there at 201 because we had a consolidation here after a big pump up. So that leads me to believe on an underneath correction. And it's the 200-day moving average in the daily. The second one over here, we had a big pump up here at $1.62. So that's why we have $1.62, which I might have deleted that one, would be a major correction area We'll just go ahead and move this one up. I think I deleted it on accident. $1.62. And then we do have one down there that was at $1.16, which would be right here, because that was our first, or $1.26, because that was our first big blow off wick, right? So that's how we get to these short-term targets, and we'll continue to pay attention. We'll continue to pay attention on the volume in the daily to see if these underneath corrections are going to continue. And obviously our overhead target, if we breach our regional high, would be up, would be up here at $3.35 to 36 cents at the all-time high. And those are the things in the short term that I am watching. Like, subscribe, peace and love. This would be a special day. I'll give you a second video later on this evening.